Welcome back. It's the third segment of your favorite local podcast, the Living on Sports podcast. And I am Michael Spencer. With me, as always, is Cheston and Michael. Hey, all right, listen. Something that has been under my craw all week is these teams that clinch their division. They're the best out of 5, and they celebrate like it's 1999. It just bugs the living daylights out of me because these guys they're celebrating so much, and I understand it's been a long season. I understand you accomplished a huge goal, but there's still so much more to accomplish. There are 8 other teams that are making the playoffs that are exactly in the same spot you are. Why celebrate over that?
I think when you are one of 8 out of 30 teams to make the playoffs after a 162-game season, granted you might clinch after 150, you've still played 150 games, and I think it's an accomplishment. I know there's only 4 of the teams in your division, but you're clinching a playoff berth. Not necessarily a division. It's the wild card of the division, and you want to celebrate it. I think that's fine.
There are 8 other teams that clinched a playoff berth, too. It's not like you're making... Look, if you want to celebrate... Okay, 7 other teams. If you want to celebrate after winning your league title, you want to celebrate after you win the AL, that's fine. You don't see football teams celebrate after they win their division.
No, that's true. There's a lot of different discrepancies in these celebrations I don't like. I don't like that they wear their goggles during that. I know they want to protect their eyes, but be a man and get some champagne in your face. Close your eyes when it's getting sprayed. It's not that hard.
They shouldn't be doing celebrating at all. It's like you celebrate when it's all over. You know what? You celebrate then. Don't celebrate now because then you lose sight. There's still more to come.
What bugs me is when they celebrate in the visitors' locker room. I would see that as a big slap in the face, like when the Cardinals did against the Rockies. I wouldn't want them in there spraying each other and tarping the whole place down. Not in my house.
Well, I mean, where else,
Well, just reserve and go home and do it.
Well, then don't lose at home.
All right.
That's the easiest way to solve that problem. They're going to celebrate wherever they are.
No, I know.
It doesn't matter if they're in a neutral field or whatever.
I'm hedging my fence on this one that I'm with you. They shouldn't celebrate only on the road. If you're at home, I'm cool with it for some reason.
And I don't have a problem with them celebrating. I have a problem with the way that they do it and the extent to which they do it because they act like they just won the World Series.
That's true. It is the same level of celebration that happens when they win the World Series.
Get over it. You've done nothing.
You take a snapshot of one and then the other and put them next to each other, but you couldn't tell which one was different.
You won a division. So what? You played really hard. Congratulations. You know what? Let's go out for steak dinners. Let's not crack open the champagne just yet. If I'm a player... Yeah, I want to celebrate, but I want to say, you know what? At the same time, I want to say, yeah, you know what? I accomplished something, but I really haven't accomplished anything because my ultimate goal has yet to be reached.
Play like you've been there before.
Exactly, and there's 7 other teams that are there with you right now. So congratulations, you've accomplished nothing.
All right, so despite your anger, in a few days, we're going to have one more team doing it, either the Minnesota Twins or the Detroit Tigers.
No matter how angry I get, teams will continue to clinch their division. This just in.
Which of the two? Twins just split a doubleheader today.
What did I say last thing? I think I said the Tigers. I'm going to stick with the Tigers.
Sticking with the Tigers? Even though the Twins are playing real good baseball right now.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Tigers. You don't come this far to lose.
All right.
You just don't. And I think the Tigers are going to get it.
That's fair. So Delonte West skipped practice today.
That's fair as opposed to fair enough. Thank you.
Conscientious about it. A couple weeks ago, Delonte West got arrested for having 2 pistols and a shotgun and a guitar case in his 3-wheeled vehicle. I want to know what 3-wheeled vehicle that was first, but he skipped practice today. How do you feel about that?
I've never been a fan of Delonte West.
Such a punk.
He is, and ever since he was at St. Joe, ever since they made a good run in the A-10, that St. Joe, another team. Congratulations, you went undefeated all season, then you got smoked in the NCAA tournament.
Surprised they made it to Elite 8.
And you lost in the first round of your conference tournament that year.
Yeah, that was a disappointment. But I liked that team just because of Jameer Nelson. I thought he was a good player.
I didn't like Jameer Nelson back then. I like him a little bit more now, but I didn't like him back then. But Delonte West, yeah, you know what? You're going to skip practice on the first day of practice. Come on, buddy. Seriously, that's Isaiah Ryder stuff. You know?
Yeah, I'm really shocked to see this from such what I thought was a cohesive unit of the Cavs last year.
And you know what? I wonder if it has something to do with that. I wonder if it has something deep down to do with, oh, Shaq's now here, blah, blah, blah. I'm no longer a big name. Coming into the season last year, everybody was talking about him, and now they're not.
I mean, that's true. You can name a bunch more players that are ahead of him now, including the brought-in Shaq, Jamario Moon, and you still have
Peterson's still there, and so I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Not Peterson, Mo Williams.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Mo Peterson, but it was a Mo, and I was trying to think of who. I was just blank. I wanted to say Ramon Sessions, but only because they're on the same team.
This is why next week when we get together before the show, it's going to be even better.
There we go. All right, so also in basketball news, Lamar Odom marrying Kardashian.
Oh, Lamar. He must have been high on candy when he made this decision.
What a shotgun wedding.
Anybody who gets married after 2 years, that's a little early. 1 month? Are you kidding me?
I do not get it.
To a Kardashian, no less.
Yeah, after Kim ruined Reggie's career, not ruined, but she started dating him. He had the worst career probably ever.
Yeah, people need to realize they can't date starlets. The only one who's done it successfully, okay, maybe not the only one, but the first one that comes to mind is Tony Parker. He's done it somewhat successfully, but for a while there was all this, oh yeah, even Tony, blah, 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 and people in San Antonio got fed up with it. Tony Romo hasn't done it successfully. Reggie Bush didn't do it successfully.
Alyssa Milano's dated half the MLB, and they always talk about how she's a curse to every one of those players.
Exactly. So people need to, players, they lose focus when this happens. They lose focus. And I don't really care if Lamar loses focus because I don't really like the Lakers, but it's just, and why would you get married after a month? That is just stupid.
I don't know. I like the way Derek Jeter does it better. The way he keeps denying his relationship with Minka Kelly, even though everyone knows it's true. And
Absolutely.
And they're finally going to get married, but that's after a few years, and they've kept it quiet, and it hasn't affected his career.
Yeah, and you know what? His teammate Alex Rodriguez should take some lessons.
Yeah. All right, so last piece of NBA. I know this is nothing new, but I still don't understand Ben Gordon in Detroit. Now that camps have opened, I'm starting to look at that, and I'm seeing a similar dynamic of the Allen Iverson, Rodney Stuckey, Rip Hamilton backcourt.
See, I don't see that dynamic because I don't see Ben Gordon as the same type of volatile player that AI is.
No, he's not as volatile, but they just gave him a huge contract, biggest one in the free agents offseason, and yet, and what position is he going to play? Sixth man?
I think he's going to take over Stuckey.
You think so?
I think so.
He's going to go back to point guard?
I think so. And they'll figure something out. You'd have to think that Detroit had a plan when they did this, but Stuckey and Hamilton and Gordon is not as bad as Stuckey and Hamilton and Iverson.
No, it is an improvement.
Gordon isn't as bad as Iverson is in the sense of it has to be all about me.
And Ben Gordon's come off the bench every year of his career.
And he's used to it. Yeah. And he's used to it, and he can do that. And I think if he's coming off the bench for a winner and being successful, he's going to be fine with it. The problem was last year, the Pistons didn't win.
No.
And that created a lot more controversy than it should have.
That's true. Only time will tell. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but their reign is over.
Yeah, and I think that, it's time. I mean, the Pistons had to do something else. They had to move on. And now that they have, I think they'll be okay. They had to get rid of the nucleus that led them to that championship. I'm still waiting for them to do something with Rasheed Wallace. Well, he's gone. Sheed's gone. Chauncey's gone. They brought back Ben Wallace. Yeah, exactly. That was my best Mason impersonation right there. So Sheed's gone. Chauncey's gone.
McDyess is gone.
They're blowing up that nucleus and starting over, and I think that's exactly what they need to do. They still got Tayshaun and they've still got Hamilton, but they're starting to realize that those glory days of the Pistons are gone. They need to revamp, and I think that's what they're doing with Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva now.
I agree. We'll see what happens this season.
All right, that's our time. You have wasted too much time if you're still listening. We will do it again next week, even better. For Cheston, I'm Michael. See ya.